Well, good afternoon, people. Saturday afternoon. Welcome down to my man shed. Small video, trains running, but basically to say thank you very much. I'm now up to 60 subscribers. Wow, thank you. Hope you enjoy what you're seeing. At the end of the day, just a bloke with his train set down in the shed. Yeah, so thank you very much for joining. Just a couple of things to point out. One of my last videos, I double-headed two Class 68s, and I had trouble doing a consist in the Gauge Master. What it was, when I did the consist, when I got the trains running, as soon as I increased the throttle, the lights would go out, and I would have to call up the engines individually and put the lights back on. And then they would be on whilst it's running around, but as soon as I touched the throttle, the lights would go out again. Well, so what I did is I set the one loco to the same address as the second one, altered the CV to change direction, so I was running in a consist that way. I found out what was actually wrong under the Gauge Master system. It turns out the 268s don't like running under 28 speed steps. I had to, when I set it to 128 speed steps, I could do the consist and everything was as it should have been, perfect. So that's what I've done at the moment. I've gone back to the default settings on the 68s, and they can run independently, so they're not on the same address anymore, they've got their own addresses, and yet I can still run them as a consist together for my nuclear flask train, which you will see in the video. Just as a heads up, there is no problem running two engines on the same address. I got onto DCC Concepts, that's based in Settle. As you may know, they are sort of like DCC specialists, everything DCC, and got onto one of their technical guys and said, is there a problem running two locomotives on the same address? He said no, so long as they're speed matched. And obviously because they was both Dapol engines, both because they're both 68s, the speed mapping, which I did check out, was barely negligible. There is a way of speed mapping. You have to run two locos together, see which one is faster than the other one, and go into the speed steps. You know, speed step 2, maybe reduce it, one thing another. That's if they're, but I think you find enough to do that if they were totally different locos, or if there was really something drastic about the engines on both of them. But as I say, the two Dapol 68s, well, you're dealing with you know, very identical engines straight out the box. And sure enough, running around my little layout, there was hardly anything in it. So what with the Bachmann coupling between them, because the Bachmann connectors, they're a little bit wishy-washy to have the NEM couplings, so I put that Bachmann coupling in that I spoke about, and she's running absolutely fine. So at least I got to the bottom of that, so I'm pleased about that. So yeah, so I've done some videos. If you'd like to just follow on, different locos running. Also you will see a Class 66, which is just a dead 66. It's my Bitzer, so a body shell, a chassis, all that I've stripped bits off because I got it. I got bits off the eBay for parts, and when I realised, I thought I've got a spare end of train lamp. As you know, what I'm like, I put the end of train lamps on a lot of my carriages or wagons, and I still had one left over. And I thought myself, I was watching a video on YouTube of freight trains, and then saw a couple of 66s, and one being towed by its other one's got an end of train lamp. Rather than have the lamps on, they just stuck an end of train lamp on the 66. So I thought, oh wow, yeah, why don't I do that? So that's what it was. Took the gear out of the bogies so the wheels could spin freely. The pickups are there on the wheels, but it's the old style Bachmann 66 where it only picks up on 4 of the 6 wheels on each bogie. But nevertheless, I've got the wires coming from the pickups, and then obviously soldered that onto the end of train lamp electronics. Had to make a small hole in the body, but the body is a spare body, don't use it. And yeah, so I stuck my Ender train lamp on, so you will see the little 08 doing its job of pulling that one along. So that's what that's all about. But that's it. So just a short video, just to say hi. To say, if you ever want to try to run if you can't cope with a consist, there is no problem. I've heard it from the experts saying you can run 2 engines with the same address, but so long as they're speed mapped. And if you can't speed map, you know, so long as maybe the easiest option is if they're both the same locomotives and manufacturers. You may find that they're very evenly matched, and that won't do any harm then if you run them together. Evidently, because of the decoders in these with the special function, the EMF, I think it's EMF function, not sure. It's the one where the chip is registering, you know, how what power is going through the motor, and if it needs to have more power if it's going up a hill. So therefore the train runs constantly, because this chip is constantly monitoring its speed of the motor. Well, if you had 2 engines together and one was always forcing the other one, it could cause a little bit of problem to the motor or even the chip. So that's why you must speed map. Right, okay, thank you very much, and as I say, hello new subscribers. Hope you enjoy what you see, and not so much I have a fantastic layout, but if I can help out technical wise, yeah, as and when I come up with tips or whatever, then I always stick them on here so that others can benefit. Okay chaps, right, bye for now. Thank you very much for watching. Hope you enjoy. All the best guys, see you soon.